What's good, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not close. I'm your boy, the coach, and if you're wondering, if you're brand new to this brand, why I'm in such a great mood today, well, there's a couple of reasons, but it's a glorious morning because look what we did yesterday. I tell you guys all the time, we have those days where it's kind of ho-hum, and then we'll bang a day like yesterday. Money management is everything. Look at that recap screen. How about 12-3? How about every capper, including your boy, perfect, except for EC? And I'll handle him later. Maybe he'll stop playing those parlays that I tell him not to play. And then, of course, playing an over 110. Well, they got to like 105. That's just embarrassing for those two teams, not for EC. But as I look at that screen and I realize how great our cappers are, I know that you at home, you think you're better than us, and we want you to prove it. Now, it is time. That's right. It's time for brackets. Come lock in your spot right now for the 2023 Early Edge March Madness Bracket Challenge as we all compete against each other for free, for tournament glory, for legacy, and prizes too. Simply scan that QR code on your screen or go to tinyurl.com/theearlyedge to lock in your spot right now. There are certain days that you just look forward to. There are certain times that you say, you know what? No matter how the week is gone, I can always look forward to that. That's what we do here at the Early Edge. And for many of you, I see it in the chat already. You know what day it is. You know what time it is. So let's not waste any more of it. It is now time for Big Pick Energy Friday. Let's go. Oh, we even got the Sia Shimmy. The Sia Shimmy today. Oh, I love these faces so very much. And with all due respect to Chip, with all due respect to Buckets, I'm going to start with the man on the lower left in the blue shirt because it's nice to go 12-3 as a crew. But when my man for the second week in a row, cashing a first-round leader on the PGA Tour, plus 2,000, then there's people complaining about it because, it was plus 2,000. We had to split it three ways. A counselor, first of all, good morning. Welcome back to your show. And how good did that feel to cash another one?
It feels really good. And I told you on the early wedge, I said specifically, and I don't really know how this is happening, but last year I hit 6 first-round leaders in a 12-week span, and it was this stretch of the season, of the golf season. So I warned you on the early wedge, if you are going to trail first-round leader bets, now is the time to do it. I've hit 2 in a row, going for 3 in a row at the API next week. It feels really good. I got to be honest, like it's not just that, right? We have in our outright market, we have 2 of my 4 were Chris Kirk and Joseph Bramlett. They sit atop of the leaderboard as we speak, or at least near the top of the leaderboard. In our DFS picks, I had Chris Kirk there too. I had Ben Martin. Like everything is kind of flowing from our early wedge show, but also on Big Pick Energy Friday. I am so happy the whole community enjoyed 2 wins in a row, and I'm looking to extend it. Let's go.
There is nothing better than that. I have Adam Svensson. He's 3 under today, just 2 back of their 3 back of the lead. So we're doing pretty well on the brand new early wedge show, Tuesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Now, next, this has become his favorite day of the week. And lately at SportsLine, if you remember, our soccer picks have been on fire. Buckets. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Sia. Good morning, Chip. Good morning, everybody in the chat. It is my favorite day of the week, and I need to let all of you know right now that I have learned my lesson. Sia, I'm done calling you out on showdowns. I clearly am not ready for the big leagues with you yet, so I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do. Chip, I might be coming for you. Coach, maybe for you, but I am done touching the soccer space. I'm going to leave that one all to you, Sia. I just can't lose anymore.
Well, I mean, that's a little unfortunate for Sia because he was kind of taking the money that you paid him and was just shifting it over to me. So I don't know what he's going to do now that you're not going to challenge him anymore, but you'll figure out something, Sia.
I'm going to have to give my own hard-earned money to Coach. That's not cool, Buckets. We should have talked about this pre-show. Not very cool.
Not at all. Not at all. Now, the reason this show is named Big Pick Energy Friday is for this last man. And he is only here with us one time a week, but it is a glorious time of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Chip Patterson. Good morning, Chip.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Sia. Good morning, Buckets. Good morning, Early Edge fam. Look, transparency is what we're about here at the Early Edge. I got to say, I threw up a couple of bricks last week on Big Pick Energy Friday. Had to get back into the lab. But if you are a SportsLine member, and if you're not, what are you doing? Then you know on that site, that glorious world of sportsline.com, Chip Patterson's 15-7 in his last 22 college basketball plays. So, yeah, I did throw up a couple of bricks, but if you catch me when you got to pay a little bit more, I give you those premium picks as well.
No, we tell you all the time, there is so much more to SportsLine than just the early edge. Use a promo code early. You can get those 22 picks from Chip. You can get picks from Sia. You can get picks from Buckets and analysis, education, entertainment. That's what we're all about. Knowledge is power here at the Early Edge. All right, let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. Let me look at my notes. And I'm starting with college basketball. Chip, I'm coming right back to you because we're getting very close to championship week. We're getting very close to March Madness. And the other day, M Squared said he had something like 40 teams in his model that could be good enough to win the national championship. Translation, I think it's going to be a great tournament. What do you got?
Yeah, this is all about the conclusion. And what a lot of people don't realize is that the regular season is ending this weekend for 12 of the 32 Division I conferences. The Atlantic Sun, the Big South, the CAA, the Horizon, Missouri Valley, NEC, OVC, Patriot, SoCon, Summit, Sunbelt, and the West Coast Conference where Gonzaga and St. Mary's are playing regular season finales this weekend. Everyone else will have one more week of play. Now, why do I draw your attention to this? It's all about conference tournament seeding because sometimes you're battling for those top 4 spots to be able to get that double bye. You want to be able to get a spot in the bracket that is advantageous. And there's 2 ways I handicap this. The first way is for those coaches that identify how valuable it could be to move up into those top 4 seeds and that extra little bit of motivation that those staffs have going into their regular season finale or for the bigger conferences all of next week. Then there's the other side of it, which is if you're going to be a 6 or a 7 or an 8, there's just no difference. Now we don't have as much. Maybe you're more concerned about staying healthy. Maybe you're more concerned about being a little bit more vanilla. You're already on to the conference tournament. So with all of these games, again, 12 of the 32 conferences are wrapping up this weekend. Then everybody else gets one more week. For all of these games, you check the bracket and you check the standings because that is that extra little bit of motivation, that extra little bit of edge that can be so important when the numbers are getting sharper here at the end of the season.
Educate and entertain, ladies and gentlemen. Educate and entertain. It's very difficult when you have literally 80 games on the championship week day. Listen to my man Chip. Follow my man Chip on social media. We're active 24/7. Now, Rebecca in the chat is asking about Shane Lowry against Aaron Wise. Rebecca, be patient. We got something for you, okay? We got something for you. Now, also in the chat, you have any questions for our man M Squared? He's in there right now. He'll answer them in real time. Don't be shy. The water's warm. All right, now, as I look at my notes, Buckets, I'm coming to you. Because you wrote, and I quote, in capital letters, it's a massive week end in soccer. Explain, sir.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest weekends we have in soccer, but it's one of the weekends you have to be very, very careful because this is the Derby weekend. This is the weekend where you have all of the biggest matches in the top 5 leagues all happening at once. It is fantastic from a viewer perspective, but these are the games where the scorelines can be very tricky to predict because they are the rivalry matches. We have the Madrid Derby between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. We have Le Classique in Ligue 1 between PSG and Marseille. We've got the London Derby between Chelsea and Spurs, the Turin Derby between Juventus and Torino. It is just non-stop top of the tier or top of the league action happening all weekend. Be very careful betting on all of these rivalry matches because we're going to see some very strange results. But this is the best viewing weekend we will have in soccer until the return of Champions League in a few weeks.
You're damn right. And it starts early on Saturday and goes all the way through the day. So check the start times. By the way, I think you mispronounced one of those leagues. You said Liga. I believe you meant to say league. Fresco in the chat says, see ya, buckets and sprinkle some chip on it. Better than any breakfast in the world. I kind of like that. I didn't know where you were going, but I like it, Fresco. All right. Now, see, I believe on the early wedge, 3 p.m. Tuesdays, Eastern time, that I gave out in our little long shot segment, a named Pearson Cootie. And people were like, who's this guy? I said, well, he's got a twin brother who's also playing in the tournament this week. And in some places, he was as much as plus 25,000 to 1 to win this golf tournament. And he goes out and he shoots a 4-under on the first day, and he went all the way down to plus 1,400. So that's just one of the stories this week. But who could be the biggest story on a non-elevated event week? Talk to me.
Yeah, it's the rare occasion where we actually want cooties. There are a lot of people, young guns, maybe some old timers that aren't really relevant in the designated events, but will be relevant in this particular event next week too at the Arnold Palmer. These are very good golfers that sometimes just don't get a chance to crack the top 5 or even crack the top spot because of guys like Jon Rahm, Rory McIlroy, you name it. And so I think this is one of those, like Chris Kirk is at the top. Cootie is at the top. Sung Jae Im and Shane Lowry are lurking, but we're going to get some guys. It might be the Cooties of the world, the younger guns that really creep up this board and make a name for themselves. And that's what the PGA Tour is all about. It's not just about Jon Rahm. It's not just about Rory McIlroy and some of these superstars like Max Homa, emerging superstars like that. It's about some of these younger guys that will become superstars. So it's these tournaments that really tell the tale about who is going to be.
I think my man Sia froze. At least it looks good doing it. Looks good doing it. Sia just drop out and come back in. I'm sure it'll be fine. To his point, a young man named Carson Young is at the top of the leaderboard right now at 600 par, 1 under for the day. He's part of the reason that we had to split it 3 ways with that first round leader, as he made a bomb on his last hole of the day as he finished this morning. So Sia will be back. Don't even worry about it. All right. Now, you guys know how much it irritates me when somebody comes into the chat, they take their time to come to our show, watch our show, take our content, and then complain about it. Well, yesterday, Maestro had a great storyline about Ohio State. In the chat, somebody says, this dude's talking about Ohio State when there's 100 games on the board. Bye, I'm leaving. Well, the storyline was fade Ohio State because of a lot of different reasons. Well, what did Penn State do last night? It was a tight game, just like Maestro said. And Penn State cashed, just like we said. So why that one man can go do something else, we cashed a ticket. That's what storylines are all about. Now, before we get into our board for the day, and you know we've got a ton coming at you, but I got to pay all these very expensive talents, and we're all about college basketball right now here at the Early Edge. All right, here we go. It's time to get into our board for the day. And we're going to hopefully get Sia back. So, Buckets, we're going to change the lineup just a little bit. But I know you can do it. Anything I throw at you, you can handle. So, let's just start with 2 games. And I know where one of them is. I know one of the leagues, but I do not know the other one. So, please start us off.
Well, one of these is going to sound like it's a part of the here or there parlay, but it is not. It is just a team and a league that I really, really love to bet on. We're looking at the second German Bundesliga and a matchup between Fortuna Düsseldorf and Eintracht Braunschweig. And this
You're just showing off.
That was phenomenal pronunciation, first of all. But I want to go into this game for a second because this is tremendous value and is one of my favorite bets I've had in a long time. We're taking both teams to score at minus 130 here, which has a little bit of juice, but this Braunschweig team is something else. They are located in Brunswick, Germany, and this is a club that at the beginning of the year could no longer afford to play or pay their players or their staff. So what they were going to do is they were going to sell the naming rights to their stadium, Eintracht Stadion, that had been named the same since 1923. They were going to give up a little bit of heritage and tradition to keep their team going. Their fans raised over $250,000 and donated it to the club to let them keep that stadium name because they support and love their club that much. Since that's happened, Braunschweig has scored in every single game they've played in since. They're not winning by any means, but damn it, they're scoring at least one goal every single time. So take the BTTS there at 12.45. Then, with the appetizer out of the way, we're going to the league that Coach does know, and the matchup between Elche CF and Real Betis. And for those of you that don't like the juice and the minus 130 throws you off a little bit, I got you covered. Plus 110 on the Real Betis team total over 1.5 here. This is a game that when I saw that line, I had to do one of those cartoonish spit takes while I was getting ready this morning because it shouldn't be plus odds. Frankly, it's a dumb line, and I'm going to take that at plus odds every time because Elche is not good. It's not even that they're not good, Coach. They are terrible. They are the worst team in Spain that are basically just hanging out. They're just happy to be here. Nobody has any expectations for them, and they are getting steamrolled by clubs like Real Betis, who is only 5 points behind the top 4 in La Liga. They need a win, and they need a big win this afternoon. Take that team total at plus 110.
When you said 130, I'm assuming you mean the money line for Betis to win.
Yeah.
Is minus 130.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even be opposed to playing that. Is that money line or the draw no bet line?
That's the money line. So you can get that at plus odds as well, or the team total. I think both of them are going to hit in this matchup. This game screams 2-0, 3-0 to me.
All right. Very, very good. Way to start us off. Look who's back, ladies and gentlemen. The counselor is back. So before Wi-Fi goes out again, counselor, I've not given out your picks. I actually wrote down some notes in the time the Buckets was talking because I had your back. But you are back. So you, sir, are up next. What do you have for this afternoon?
Can I tell you, when you're this hot with the sports books, they'll do anything. They'll do anything to make sure your picks don't get out there to the masses. So DraftKings, Caesars, MGM, FanDuel, I see you, but I'm back.
Yes.
All right. So here are the two plays. This one I love. And by the way, it was Rebecca that was asking about Shane Lowry over Aaron Wise. So Rebecca, This is your pilot speaking. You're about to land. That, by the way, is a lyric from the Pat McGee Band. Rebecca, if you don't know what the song is named, Rebecca, please make sure you look up that song. It is absolutely amazing. You're going to love it. You're also going to love this pick. Shane Lowry minus 120 over Aaron Wise over at DraftKings. This one's kind of easy. So easy, it seems like a setup, but I'll take Shane Lowry here all day. He's the better golfer coming in to the Honda Classic. Clearly, last week he was much better than Aaron Wise has been over the last few weeks. Shane Lowry led the field yesterday, tee to green, and he led the field by a mile. It was 4.81 strokes tee to green. The next best guy was Billy Horschel at 4.13. Now, where was Aaron Wise on that list, tee to green? And by the way, I'm not isolating it to here. He's been bad for quite some time. Let's see, Aaron Wise. Let me check my notes really quick. Can't seem to find it anywhere. Negative 0.84. He was about 100 people down from Shane Lowry. So you got the incoming form. You got yesterday's form. This line is a little fishy, but I love Shane Lowry, especially if the conditions get tough, because we know Shane Lowry can battle tough conditions. What I mean there is some wind expected in the afternoon. The next one I like is Adam Schenk minus 120 over Nick Hardy. Now, I faded Nick Hardy in the overall market as well in terms of the 72-hole matchups. I have a Will Gordon ticket from the early wedge over Nick Hardy. Listen, Adam Schenk has been really good. I know he's not a name that's really popular among crowds, but I really like how Adam Schenk has been playing. He's making cuts at a really great rate. He's made 3 out of 5 cuts at the Honda Classic, so he's comfortable here, and he was better across the board than Nick Hardy was yesterday. Nick Hardy, pretty terrible with the putter. He always has been. He was yesterday. Schenk, on the other hand, gained across all metrics. Really like this play. Adam Schenk, the lesser name, at minus 120 over Nick Hardy.
I love both of those two plays. Now, Sia, can you see Bucket's face?
I can.
Do you know why he's reacting this way? Because he knew and knows that what he did was so disrespectful just now that he was hoping I wouldn't catch it. Okay? What did he say at the top of the show? He said, I've learned my lesson. Correct? I'm not challenging the counselor anymore. So let us go to the chat. And, what do I read in the chat? Let me find it. Snake is trying to help you out. Okay, because I was like, he buried it or he erased it. But, oh, no, there it is. Right in the middle of Sia's take. Quick chat. Can Aaron Wise beat Shane Lowry? Question mark. Why in the world would you ask that unless you were trying to pull a fast one?
Were you asking me that?
Who else wrote it, Bucket?
I just wanted to see what the chat thought about Sia's pick, because I figured if I can't win a showdown, maybe me and the chat have a better shot all going against Sia on this. But I'm listening. I'm back to being respectful again.
Oh my God, you're like our resident 6-year-old every single Friday. And somehow he was able to correctly spell in the chat also the Eintracht Braunschweig. You can't spell anything, but you can type that in the chat. You can get that correct. Jesus Christ.
I just like Jamie trying to bait him into it. He's like, hey, Buckets, Wise is a lock. Go for it, Bo.
Jamie, he used the word lock?
Yeah.
I trust Jamie.
Is it our Jamie, or just a Jamie?
Jamie,
I don't care. I trust Jamie blindly on this one. No. Right. Jamie, if you're still watching, I believe in you. This is our showdown, not just mine. You're in on this with me, Jamie. Sia, I never remember how to do this. Sia,
really, really hard. Are you in or are you out?
Sia, are you in or are you out?
I mean, I love this bet. I am so in.
Jake,
let me see you.
Hit that music.
It's gonna be a showdown.
Me and Jamie, baby.
Oh, look at Sia. He just says.
Thank you.
All right. So we got our first showdown. Clearly, Buckets not learning his lesson.
Passive income active. Once again.
It's really just Coach Showdown money. That's all this is.
Just doing funny accounting here. Just like moving it from there.
I'm escrow. Call me escrow for Coach.
Danny says, it had to happen. And Danny, you're so right. It had to happen. And Crystal, she's up this morning. She says it's going to be a showdown. There you go. And John says, Buckets, what are you doing?
That's Jamie. We get mad at Jamie, not at Buckets if we miss this one.
Ambrose says, it's not a showdown if you keep losing. Very true. Very true. All right. Whenever we get off the track, we know there's always one way to get right back where we are going. Our resident OG, nobody better. Floor's yours. Chip, let's go.
We'll start with a little Big East action on Friday night. Ooh, Xavier is sliding just a little bit, going into a dangerous spot against a very desperate Seton Hall team. The way that I'm targeting this one is going to be on the total, because one thing that I have noticed about Xavier since it lost Zach Freemantle, who is one of their best bigs and does a great job of passing and orchestrating the offense, is that Sean Miller has made this team really start to buy in on the defensive side of the ball. 4 times last time out, no opponent has gotten more than 70 points against Xavier. That's what they've had to do to try to sustain the loss that they've had offensively. So we've downgraded Xavier offensively. We've upgraded Xavier defensively, and they're going against a Seton Hall team where the unders have just been profitable. 17-10 on the entire season, 9-4 at home this year. So we're going to go under 141. Again, 4 straight opponents under 70 points, but we care about the pay window. How about 4 straight unders for Xavier? They've had to change the way they play with the loss of Zach Freemantle. We continue to ride that Xavier under train. Then we're going to be going to the Sun Belt, where we're going to be taking James Madison. What's up, Sia? And we're laying the 14 points. And I think that this is a get-right spot after a really tough loss to Marshall earlier in the week. This JMU team, this is the end of a 4-game home streak. This is the final game of the regular season. And this is back to the bracket, they need to secure one of those top 4 seeds to be able to get that double bye in the conference tournament. They're probably going to be able to do that at any margin, but I really like them to try to get their form into shape coming off the loss. So I'll take JMU against the lowly Georgia State team. They won by 16 in Atlanta. I think they win by at least 14 at home as they try to get the good vibes going here in the final home game. And then I will say that, yes, hey, Rebecca, this is your pilot speaking. You're about to land.
Yes.
What's up, Pat McGee band? Let's go.
Yes. I love it.
Oh, Chase says, love me some Chip. Damn it, Chase, we all love us some Chip. Now, there was a question, and I just got wrapped up in what you were saying, Chip, and I can't remember. Oh, I remember. Someone in the chat asked where Buckets went to college so they can be sure not to send their kids there. Very, very interesting. All right. Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap. And by the way, one of you in the chat is asking about NBA plays and NBA props. Where are they at, Coach? Well, we're trying to be a little smarter, especially after the All-Star break. Most of their NBA plays will be on either the site if you're a SportsLine member. All of our props are up there now, or on Early Edge and 5 at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But picking in the morning has proved no bueno for us. We're trying to adjust. All right, the counselor, 2 plays from the afternoon wave at the Honda Classic. Shane Lowy, we call him Lowry, over Aaron Wise. Then Adam Shank over Nick Hardy. Then Chip, 2 college basketball plays today. Xavier, Seton Hall, under 141. And James Madison, minus 14 over Georgia State. Then Buckets, 2 straight plays today. Little Bundesliga, minus 130. Both teams to score there. And then Real Batiste, team total over 1.5 plus 110. Said he doesn't mind Batiste on the money line also at minus 130 just to win the game straight. All right. It's already been quite the show. But you guys know we're always thinking about you. We're always thinking about increasing your knowledge. And we want to make you more cultured. Now, why I rely on Buckets to do that, I have absolutely no idea. But this is his thing. And every week we all love it. It is now time, gentlemen, for the here or there parlay. All right, our man Buckets has scoured the earth. He's gone all the way around and found a parlay that I guarantee you none of you would otherwise play. So, Buckets, before you throw out your shoulder, which we all know you can do, please, what do we have today?
Jamie, my partner in crime, this one is for you. For the here or there parlay, we are going 4 games on this one, all on the money line. And we're going to some pretty interesting clubs, leagues, and countries here. So let's start with Sport Club Sturm Graz versus Sport Club Austria Klagenfurt. This is in the Austrian Bundesliga. We're taking Sturm Graz on the money line on that first one. And I never remember, so sorry about this. These are all tomorrow morning. So none of these are today. All of them are tomorrow. For the second leg, we are going to the Serbian Super League, where we have a matchup between FK Javor Invajika versus Crvena Zvezda Belgrade, also known as Red Star Belgrade, one of our favorite teams to bet on this show. For the third match, we have a match between, this is the tough one, Coach, FC Vajenslav Mostrabel versus Slovan Bratislava in the Slovakian Super League. We're taking Slovan Bratislava, the easier of the two to pronounce, on the money line. And finally, a really crazy one here, Bournemouth versus Manchester City. That's the here. The other games were the there. We got to mix it up a little bit. Take City on the money line. They need to win or they will lose this title to Arsenal. Taking the 4 heavy favorites parlayed together, plus 250 for some Saturday morning action.
See, and you answered Christian's question for him. 4 plays for that low of odds. Christian, there are heavy favorites in the world of soccer. You just can't play them unless you do it this way. But before we end the show, hashtag Bucketheads and the Venmo. It is time for a spelling bee because
Manchester City.
You're not on this one. Oh, no. If you want to participate, $100 cold hard cash, no strings attached. I need hashtag Bucketheads and your Venmo. All right, here is the question today, and Freya will not be able to help you. Spell FC Javor Ivanica.
Is this a trick question?
No, it's
because I'm pretty sure it's FK, not FC, if that's how you were trying to get me.
Oh.
But FK space JAVOR.
Okay.
IVONJICA.
Oh,
that was close. That one felt good.
There's
Took the L check.
A. You missed one letter. IVA in JICA. No O. No O. All right, one more. I'll give people one more chance. One more chance. All right. FC Vian Zlate Moravi Vrabo.
Oh. Sorry, guys. We're not giving out money today. FC VION ZLATE MORVAICE. I don't even know. VR ABLE? No. Okay.
That wasn't even close. I'm not even
No, that's a tough one.
close. Oh, damn it. All right. You let him down again, Buckets. You let him down again. But you never know. You got to show up live if you want to win cold, hard cash. And many of you already have. And you get it straight from me. Straight from me. But not today, Buckets. Not today. Hopefully, it cashes, though, so everybody can have. Gentlemen, well done. Have a great weekend. And I think we'll meet up here same time next week. How does that sound? Good? Woo! Give me my one shot. There's only one thing left to do. And yes, I saw many of you in the chat writing this is the best show out there in this space, and you are correct because we have fun. We don't get wrapped up in ourselves. We want to do it with you, not above you. And again, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Love Mo, Chip, Buckets, the counselor, Snake on the ones and the twos, always behind the scenes doing the hard work. I am the coach. Turn on your notifications every time we start a show. Ding, you will be notified. You don't want to miss any of this. None of it. We love this so, so very much. We love all of you. We grind for you so we can win with you. There's only one place right here. Big Pick Energy Friday on the Early Edge. Good luck.